I am Ahsen, and I and Naz will give some information about how to use a cross-language server. Across is a database-based translation management system that comprises all methods required for high-quality translations. Project management, which is available for premium, translation environment, quality management, which is also available for both basic and premium modes, granular settings, translation memory, and terminology. Following the installation, the databases are initially empty. They will gradually be populated with your translation, terminology, project, etc. The Across language server is suitable for translation service providers and industrial enterprises, while the Across Translator edition is intended for freelancers.
And the important thing is the languages. So let's look at how to define the languages. You should open the application, and in the 5th line there is written languages. You should click on it. First, you will receive 3 languages: English, Dutch, and French. If you want to add another language, you should click on the new button and you can edit. Also, you can change the order and you can delete the languages. The other one is defining the subjects. Subjects are attributes that can be added to projects, translation units, and terminology entries as additional information. In Across, attributes play a key role, as all translation units are stored in a single central database. For example, attributes allocate translation units to a particular subject. This makes sure that the translations are stored in the right context and will only be available in this context. So let's look at how to do it. You should click on the tools and choose the system settings. After that, you should click on the subjects, and the general subject already exists. Under Enter New Subject, enter the string test subject and click Add. This subject has thus been created and you can use it in a project settings template.
In Across, you can customize all settings for the project creation under consideration of your needs and application scenarios. If you do not want to configure these settings every time, you can define various templates that contain the preferred settings. Using document settings templates, you can determine how Across is to handle files of various formats during checking. This means that you can determine whether certain elements, styles, columns, images, etc. are to be displayed for translation or locked. A project settings template determines all non-document specific settings of a project, like translation memory settings, the terminology settings, and the system settings, and whether, for example, MC may be used. Different PSCs can be useful when working with different subjects, or if MC is to be used for certain projects only. Now, a QM template. A QM determines which quality management criteria are to be applied when checking a task. Apart from numerous predefined criteria, you can define your own QM criteria with the help of regular expressions. Different QM templates can be useful, like if the QM check is to be conducted differently depending on the text type, particularly also as far as mandatory criteria are concerned. So to do it, you should go to Tools, System Settings, and you will find the Quality Management. And then at the top right, click Action, add any name. It can be, for example, Test QM, confirm with OK. By default, all criteria are activated, but none of them is defined as a mandatory criteria, so it totally depends on you. And finally, reporting template. Reports provide an overview of all important information and statistics related to project records. In this way, you can see how much text still needs to be translated, which facilitates the time and budget planning. In the reporting templates, you can, for example, determine match ranges for the linear translations. Additionally, you can determine the information to be included in the report, sentences, paragraphs, and line. So first, go to tools, and there will be reporting text. It can be this time test rep. Then determine the number of characters of the in a line. It's necessary whether or not the line comes to include space. Check the predefined match ranges. If necessary, select a range and click Dates. To determine match ranges, specify the lower match limit and click Add. The upper match limit will be set automatically and will adjust below the lower match limit of the next match range. Then check what information is to be displayed in the report. That's it.
And for projects, module serves the management of existing projects and the creation of new projects. The module is divided into 3 sections: projects, documents, and languages. So how to create a document? Firstly, you should open the application, of course, and you can see the projects in the 3rd section. In this section, you can see your project and their progress. In addition, you can view and customize corresponding properties using the Properties button. And let's look at how to set up a project. In Across, a project is a structured framework for managing documents to be translated. Projects may contain documents of various file types. Each document within a project has a source language and at least one target language. Use the project wizard, which will guide you through the creation of new projects. And the reports transparently summarize all important information and statistics related to projects in Across. In CrossWeb, the master data report can be generated. You can generate the report using the Reports button in the Projects module. You can see the reports. And adding attachments to provide translators with additional information on a project or a translation task. You can attach any reference documents or other files to the project. Process as follows. You should click on the Properties, go to Attachment tab and click at the Attach Files to the projects. And Tasks module. The Task module serves the management and the assignment of tasks to Across users. While creating a new project in Across, the responsible project manager can define which work steps are to be processed within the scope of the project. This is done by assigning tasks to respective Across users. Thus, tasks in Across are similar to conventional works orders, translation order, but this is only for the premium users. And assigning tasks. After creating a project, it will usually contain various tasks. These tasks must now be assigned to your translation partners. You can assign the person who are take over this task either in the project wizard or in the task module. Process as follows. You should go to task module and from the project list, select the project. Second is select a task that you would like to assign to a user. In the user pane on the lower right, in the assignment tab, a list of users appear who are available to do tasks as a result of the rights they have been assigned. Third, you should enable the corresponding checkbox to assign the task. And fourth, to concurrently assign several tasks to a user, you must first select all tasks you want to assign to the user. To do this, you keep the Ctrl key pressed and select the respective task with the mouse. After that, you can carry out the assignment. You should click on OK and you should continue assigning tasks until all of tasks in the project have been assigned. After assigning tasks of offline users, a dialog opens up, enabling you to determine which data are to be provided to offline user for processing tasks. The eighth one is the user receives a message about the assignment and has the possibility to confirm or reject the task. Task overview. All tasks currently assigned to you and across are listed. My task. When you click a task, additional information is displayed at the bottom of the screen. And I want to show you a video about how to translate with across. You can see that how he or she is doing the translation work. And I wanna add some information too. For making translation, you should open the My Tasks and choose your project. After choosing, click to open and you will see the page. In this page, you can write your own translation or you can compare the target and the source text.
Okay, so now we will look at how to translate your text. On the page Translate Text, you can enter individual words, passages, or entire sentences. The language assistant will deliver translations from the TM or from a connected MT engine, wherever any terms found are displayed and highlighted. So select the source language at the top and the target language at the bottom. You can use the icon to select the languages. Enter the text to be translated at the top left. You can also copy and paste it from any application that supports the Windows clipboard by pressing Ctrl+T twice. Check the translation at the bottom left. Translations that originate from the TM are displayed in blue, while machine translations are presented in orange. Check the source text and the translation for green and red underlines. The underlines indicate terms found in the terminology database. Green underlines mean that the text contains terms that should be used. Usually, you do not need to adjust them. Move the mouse pointer to such a term in the source text in order to check whether an existing target term was used in the translation. Red underlines mean that the term should not be used. Under terminology, check whether preferred terms exist and enter them manually if necessary. So it is just a picture of what I just talked about.
And I will talk about how to translate the files. To translate files, process as follows. You should open the page translate file, select the source language and the target language at the top left. You should drag the file to be translated to the language assistant and drop it there. You can also click select from your computer and navigate to the respective file, but this process is also just for premium users. The translation process will start immediately once the file has been uploaded to the language assistant. In this process, the file will be sent to your across language server for processing. The across language server will deliver the translation in the same file format. And how to deliver of projects. When you finish the translating, you should click on the finish and upload button. Now you can share your documents. And this is the table for what is in basic form, what is for premiums. You can see that.
Okay, I would like to share my opinion about this app. This is such a difficult app, especially for someone like me who is not good at any computer stuff. So I wouldn't recommend this app. But I spent hours on this app, but still I don't know how it works. What do you think?
I agree with you. It is really difficult to use, and I saw some comments about this application, and many people didn't like it, and there are not much people who are using it right now. So I don't really recommend this.
Yes, we just made a presentation about this app, but still I don't know how this works.
Yes, it is really complicated.
Yeah. So that's it from us, right?
Yes, that's all. Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, thank you.